What I do is I will give a reference to World Newah organizations, and from that reference you can imagine his contribution to the International Newah Network. That's how I'll start. Is that okay? I was thinking I may be speaking in Nepal Pasa today, but as I see everyone started in English, so I should follow the track. Otherwise I'll be derailed somewhere. Is there somebody who doesn't understand Nepal Pasa? Okay, there are few. With due respect to you, I'll continue in English. And I'll start mixing, okay, in Nepal Pasa and Nepali wherever appropriate. I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll continue mostly in English. Okay, now first, of course, with a great due respect to our great Honorable Dr. Padma Ratna Tuladhar, who left us unfortunately so early. And I must thank to Pasa Puchah Guthi UK who gave this opportunity and who gave us all to think about him and who gave this time to me and where I can learn so many things from great scholars. So what I have done here, actually I do not have much materials, but there are few pictures. On the base of those pictures I will talk. Okay. Of course you know already that many of you know much more than me on his work. But when I talk about my personal, how I came to know about Padma Ratna, I'll take just a minute on that. Say that basically during my school days, that is particularly between 1968 to 1976, okay, this is my period, I was more attracted to Nepal Pasa literature. At the time, 68 means I was 11 years. So I happened to, that was actually, I was inspired by my big brother, who is no more now. And he used to be a very active member of G, which you saw. And at the same time, he was also a member of Situ from Pasa and G from Nepal Pasa. That's how. So I used to distribute those journals to the people. And that made me inspired to write something a little bit. So I happened to take part in the literary competitions. That's where I first saw Padma Ratna. That's how, and it went on. I was too young, but I got opportunities to read, and I was invited in few seminars as well. That's where I came to know about him. I came to know him as a literary figure, basically. That's how it was beginning. Then I went to study abroad. Then in that course of time, when I came back, his figure has been changed more towards politics than to literature. And that his political caliber, as you all know, his caliber, he never wanted to be a politician, but he became a politician. I mean, his caliber has been used or abused by some political parties. I would like to say that, which he never wanted to be bannered to particular one group of people, but it happened so. And then after that, of course, after all this history, you all know that, then he turned into human rights activity. So, and human rights, when human rights came in, that means all Adivasi Janjati rights, that came in the picture. So that's how. Now you all know that Mankakhala, when he initiated, he was the president of Mankakhala, already we have heard about it. So that Mankakhala actually sparked in the country, in different parts of the country, to make an organizations, Newah organizations in different places. And that went on gradually to the other countries as well. As I remember, Padma Ratna always, he used to say that, look, there are so many Newah around the world, but there is there are organizations that are coming up, but there is no such organization who covers whole globe. There are bits and pieces here and there, that's growing, that's also fine. But you should be able to make something which can cover up, which can coordinate all Newahs of the whole world. So you know, he has traveled so many countries. I don't have all account of that, but he has traveled wherever he traveled. You know, I heard from Japan, I heard from Europe and other countries, America, even UK. Wherever he visited, he talked about this particularly, you know, language, culture, you know, our multi-ethnicity, its importance, human rights is the rights of those. He always spoke about that. He spared some of his time to always to talk about this. And he did that. So on that line, in America, you know, some group of friends or some of our friends, they had been trying to establish an organization which can be worldwide by the name of kind of World Newah Organization. But the talks were going on for 10 years. It was not moving much ahead due to one or another reason. So we, at that time, sometime in about 2010, then I was also part of it. We formed an ad hoc committee, and with that ad hoc committee, we started talking to different distinguished people, particularly in Nepal. And Padma Ratna is the one key person on that. Basic idea was, okay, how it should be done, what should be done, what are the ideas, what are the key issues we should be addressing, because there were so many issues those days. And what are the key issues we should be doing. So we had multiple times talk with Padma, along with other distinguished people as well. So finally the day came that in November 2011, World Newah Organization is established in London, hosted by Pasa. President was our Tuladhar. So finally, this was established, and one of the key guests were Padma. So in that, it was a great achievement for us. It was chief guest was we did have Satyamohan Joshi, we did have Maniklal Sreshta, Professor Maniklal Sreshta, we did have Padma Ratna, and we had several other distinguished people who visited all the way from Nepal. We had people from America, Europe, you know. And Padma Ratna told me, look, you did this, you started doing that, okay, but I don't see the mass what I had expected. When you say it's a world, means it should be world. It's not a few countries like 8 or 10 countries. It's not enough. So there must be some mistake. There must be something inadequate. So you should correct that. That was his verse. And I'll tell you, when he visited here, he was one of the person who went on with our invitation letter to distribute to key persons in Nepal. He himself did that. Okay? So finally that day came up, it was organized, it was established. I think I should run some slides from here. Okay, this one already as a literary figure, Shashi Mahal had already spoken. These are some key facts which I had just put it, okay, which I have almost said. One of the, if you see, he was a chief guest in Pasa Puchah Guthi UK program, but I put here at 2004. Just now, Amrit started, he confirmed that it was in 2002. The first guest was Durgalal Sreshta, and second was Padma Ratna. So he was here. So same way he had visited many other countries, and in many. I don't have all this here. Now, as I came to know, he was honored by Newah of America. Okay? Newah of America, NOA, in 2005. Okay. So now, as I said, he was satisfied with the establishment of WMO, but he was not satisfied with the mass which was gathered. So all the time, he went back, he went back, for instance, he went back to, this is a picture from 2005 when he was there, and this is one of the picture where he was speaking. He was actually, which I told you, this is the time when he was saying, well, I'm not happy with the mass. You should have a bit more mass than that. He was openly saying to us. Okay, and then this is we used to have, on the very day we did have 3 days program. It was a brainstorming we were doing with all distinguished, like you can see Padma Ratna and Satyamohan Joshi and my class Shrestha. So this is in our Sachetan Ju's house. So I mean, he was advising, and at the time some of our friends were particularly from Japan, was suggesting that maybe Padma Ratna should be made the president of the World Newah Organization for the first time. Then he told me, look, you don't need me for that. President should be somebody who is here. We are here, we are there always to advise anything. You just come to me, anything. Not necessarily that you should make me a president, no. So he disagreed. That's how the Bhagavad Shrestha became president after that. Okay? And he went back from Nepal, to Nepal after this. So this is a continuation. He carried out a discussion about WNO in Nepal, why it is necessary, what was that. He made some comment, like I can say, you can see that by the way, I didn't mention one, he agreed to be one of the patrons of World Newah Organization. Satyamohan Joshi is the chief patron, and Padma Ratna is patron, and Manikala Shrestha. These 3 are our patrons. So he mentioned it clearly in that yes, it's a big achievement to have established this WNO, World Newah Organization, but again, it might be a reason that not enough, discussions, or not enough advertisement, or not enough information so far that the people gathering was not enough. So this has to be, he said that. And he also mentioned that we should have a better relation internationally than that. But at the same time, it should be, linked with Nepal. So he was saying that, okay. He was saying that, well, at the time, one talk was, okay, where this should be the next convention. He was saying, look, in Nepal there are so many organizations. You don't need to do it in Nepal. Now, focus abroad first. So his suggestion was, why not you do it second time in America? That was his suggestion. Okay? Although we had a target was that, well, we should have every alternate convention in Nepal. But it happened so that second convention happened to be in America. Okay? And then these are the things which I'm showing in 2013. He was again invited by NOA in America. This is one of the pictures from there. Okay. Now one of the things is that we had a kind of system. Whoever from WNO committee goes to Nepal, normally it's a talk to all, as many as possible, organizations, people and so on. At the same time, we used to update what's going on, how it's going on to our chief patrons, to our patrons. So at this time I was there, so I was updating him what's going on and taking his advice. So this is this has been our regular exercise. And now, apart from all that, in last year, I would say, 2018 March, WNO had one big convention. And I wouldn't say it's a convention, it's a Global Nepal Conference. Actually, it's a conference where about 19 papers were presented in 2 days' time. So on that occasion, WNO had felicitated Dr. Padma Ratna as a true Newah leader, a real Newah leader. So this is one picture from that moment. Okay. Now, of all this, what I was trying to say is that he always wanted, not to limit all this within the country. There has to be a good network among in the whole world. There are so many Newah everywhere, in all countries, so many countries. So you should have that. And second thing is, it's not only Newah. Newah is a part, but you have to consider all whoever have been, particularly Adivasi, Janjati also should be. It's a kind of inclusiveness. what he has been suggesting was it should be inclusive. So inclusiveness is the key, as I felt. And wherever any events, anything abroad, I'm sure everyone used to speak to Padma Ratna for his advice, and he was always available. He was always available for this kind of stuff, and he was always available to help on these issues. So I will take very long time, and again with due respect, with deep condolences, I thank you very much.